welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the air elementals, which are the Sylphs. There are four types of groups of elementals. You have your first one is Earth, which are the elementals are the gnomes, and then you have the fire elementals, which are the dragons and the salamanders, and the undines then is of the water, and the Sylphs are the air elementals. That is what I'm going to be talking about today. And what inspired me to do this video is kind of a cutish kind of little story here. I was making dinner one night and it was snowing. I mean, these were huge snowflakes. They must have been like an inch big. I mean, they were really big and fluffy, and they're just floating around, and then a gust of wind came and they whirled those snowflakes all around. And I stood there as I was at the stove cooking and looking out the window at these snowflakes, and I all of a sudden I just thought, I bet there's sylphs riding on those snowflakes. I bet they're having a really fun time. And so that's what inspired me to do this. And after dinner, then I went ahead and I made a song about sylphs riding on snowflakes. And I know it may seem funny to you at this time, but I'm going to be talking about the sylphs, and then at the end, then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to play that song for you as well. So yeah, so let's get on. Let's get into the video. Sylphs are the closest to our concept of fairies and angels than any other elemental being. They work side by side with the angels. Also, air is essential to life, as water is. It's an active, creative element, and it is symbolic of thought, memory, and even freedom. It is the air that connects the earth with the heavens, and thus it symbolizes the higher mind and inspiration, and air is the creative breath. So the sylph's creative force is of the air, and it is their work that results in the tiniest of the breezes to the strongest of tornadoes. And the sylphs also assist in the clouds. So when you see, beautiful hearts and smiley faces, or you see animals up, the clouds are making these, the clouds had made these images. Those are the sylphs. That's the work of the sylphs, the air, the elemental. Now, air makes it possible for us to have the power of sound and music. So learning to speak with greater life force is part of what these elemental sylphs of the air beings can help us to do. And not all sylphs are restricted to working and living in the air. Many work for the creation of air and the atmosphere and currents throughout the earth. When we breathe deeply, and if you notice a sweet freshness in the air, you are acknowledging the work of these sylphs, these air elementals. And another one of their specialties is to serve on the task to help children who have just passed on, to go ahead and comfort them on their journey to heaven. And another one is that they also help you as a temporary guardian angel until you can fully open yourself to fully draw in your personal guardian angel. So, they can help assist. They can help assist with that as well. All right, now I have 5 things I'm going to talk about here, and it has to do with the sylphs, of course, and the air elementals, so the air spirits all in general. So that includes your sylphs and your fairies. And the angels, of course, are included with this as well. because, like I had said earlier, the angels and the sylphs work closely together. So the first thing I have is air spirits are often, they're very delicate and ethereal in appearance. And they have a great beauty and gentleness. Now, when I was studying up on the, what's the tree? The cottonwood tree. It is said, the spirit of the cottonwood tree says that if when you see their little tuffets of cotton flying through the air, that is what a sylph. That's the closest thing to what a sylph looks like that we can see with our with our naked eyes. Okay. So the second thing I have now is that they communicate with us mostly through thought, and they are very critical to call upon them, to the sylphs or the fairies, for development of your clairaudience, because clairaudience is sound. All right. And the third thing I have is that they can help you develop telepathy. And then the fourth thing here is, song and music. It draws in the air fairies, the air elementals, and especially the wind instruments. And they can add great power to our words and enhance the effects of our speech, since air is essential to the voice. That's only natural, right? They would be associated with that. And it's also said that, even whistling, whistle while you work. You can imagine the little elves, the little gnomes, the little earth elementals. They're whistling, and whistling also can draw in these air elementals to you as well. And next I have, they often reveal their presence through a sudden breeze, or fragrances, or the finding of feathers. A lot of times, when you're walking down the street or whatever, you get a strong whiff of some flowers or something really sweet. You're like, oh, that's the flowers that I smell. Well, it's the sylphs, right? It's the air elementals that are carrying. Or you could say it's the flower fairies or the tree spirits, bringing that scent to you as well. And I also have that in Norse folklore, there's really no direct link to sylphs like we have here in the Western traditions, but the Norse mythology has many spirits associated with the air and wind. And they call these elementals, or their spirits, they call them light elves and wind spirits. Now, in Hindu, they see the sylphs as as supernatural creatures that serve and connect you to a magical atmosphere. And also in Renaissance art, the sylphs, the air elementals, are portrayed as the little cherub angels. And now I'm going to go ahead and play a song for you that I had made, that I mentioned earlier about the snowflakes. So I hope you enjoyed this, and please stay tuned for this song, and you have a great day.
Sylphs out for a joyride, harnessing flying high. Whispers in the icy breath, spirits laughing in the cold, racing down the crystal path, glowing in the winter's hold. Sylphs on snowflakes, dancing in the night, glitter in the moonlight, taking flight so bright. Elementals of the air, spinning through a storm, wings spread wide and free. In the winter they are born. No fear of the freezing chill, they ride the snow so wild, in a kingdom pure and still, playing games like a child. Sylphs on snowflakes, dancing in the night, glitter in the moonlight, taking flight so bright. On a cold winter day, snow flying in a whirl, tiny sylphs out for a ride, harnessing the cold swirl. Swirls in the wind band, floating with a smile, riding on the snowflakes just for a little while. Shimmer in the twilight, whispers with the frost, dancing through the blizzard, never feeling lost. Swirls in the wind band, floating with a smile, riding on the snowflakes just for a little while. Mystics in their laughter, gliding through the night. Sylphs command the snowflakes, your ethereal flight. Sylphs on snowflakes, dancing in the night, glitter in the moonlight, taking flight so bright. Swirls in the wind band, floating with a smile, riding on the snowflakes just for a little